Welcome to another amp dyno and sound test video. Today I have a Helix amplifier which is made by Audiotec Fischer and the model number is H400 esprit. My first attempt to dyno the amplifier was a fail and one channel checked out during the dyno test, and I had to check the amplifier out and I did some troubleshooting and I found some components which I thought were faulty. So I changed an op amp, I changed some resistors, I changed some Darlingtons and output transistors and hope that the amplifier will survive the dyno torture of my dyno test to have a video just for you. In this case I was lucky because I have no experience with these amplifiers and the amplifier did well in the test. Here are the 4 inputs and you also can adjust the gain and also make your power connections. On the other side you have switches for bridge mode or stereo mode, so you can bridge all channels of course. The amplifier features some nice active crossover cards. You can set them to low pass, high pass or full range. You can adjust it with some small pots which are on the active crossover cards. And clipping. I go back, take a shot, and I read the voltage, 27.6 volts. That's around almost or around 100 watts. Only one single channel is loaded, so we can load all 4 channels and start the dyno. The amplifier is idling at around 2 amps, 1.9 amps. That's okay. Amplifier is not running hard. Everything is alright. And now I zoom to the scope and start with the continuous power tests. First test, continuous power 1 kHz, all 4 channels loaded with a foam load. So we have a peak voltage of 24.2 volts. The amplifier delivers 75.1 watts into a foam load, all 4 channels driven into full power. And now I'm measuring the amplifier's efficiency and it pulls 32.7 amps. The amplifier has an efficiency of 67%. And the next continuous power test, but this time with 50 Hz input signal. Oops. I got a peak voltage of 23.8 volts. Even with 50 Hz the amplifier is able to put out 72.6 watts into a foam load, all 4 channels driven into full power. Now I'm checking out if the amplifier is able to put out some dynamic power. We have an increase. Good sign, all cycles at the same voltage level. I go to the last cycle and check this guy out. And we have a peak voltage of 24.8 volts. And I'm checking out the first cycle. Or let's say the second. (24.6 volts). With 20 cycles, the amplifier puts out 77.6 watts. Also with 8 cycles, the amplifier puts out 24.6 volts. That means it has the same output power like the dynamic power test with 20 cycles. Now I'm testing for absolute peak power. That means the power for 1 millisecond. So we have the signal here. We have 27 volts. The amplifier puts out 93.4 watts into a foam load, all 4 channels driven into full power for just 1 millisecond. Just wanted to start a continuous power test with 2 ohms and guess what happens? The amplifier is fused with 2 fuses, 25 amps each, and both fuses popped. I'm sorry, I just can't measure the Current the amplifier is pulling at 2 ohms, all 4 channels loaded. Because I'm running out of fuses of this type, I'm just replacing the fuses, and we will continue with dynamic power tests. Dynamic power test, 2 ohms per channel, all 4 channels driven into full power. All are at the same voltage level. I go to the last cycle and check if it's clean. Yeah, we can take this. 41.2 volts. That's the last. And also on the first cycles, I got 41.2 volts. Now I'm testing dynamic power with 8 cycles. Let's have a look. That looks okay. We have 42.4 volts. And also 42.4 volts. Dynamic power test with 1 cycle. Maximum peak power, RMS peak power for just 1 millisecond. 49.6 volts. With 20 cycles, the amplifier delivers 108.8 watts into a 2 ohm load per channel, all 4 channels driven into full power. And with 8 milliseconds, the amplifier delivers 115.2 watts into a 2 ohm load per channel, all 4 channels driven into full power. And the absolute maximum peak power the amplifier is able to put out for 1 millisecond is 157.7 watts into a 2 ohm load per channel, all 4 channels driven into full power. If you like this video, leave a thumb up, subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to click the bell button to get infos of the next video I'm publishing in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time on the next amplifier Audiokeller video production. Stay tuned. Bye bye.